Steven here once again, and I've still been managing the video upload and making sure that it gets recorded at a good time for everyone. I also answered some of the questions, namely in regard to the differences between the x86 systems we've been using and the Raspberry Pi. This prompted the biggest takeaway for me, beyond learning about multi-threading and multi-core, which are certainly important. I learned that you should really double-check with your client whenever something's unclear, since the information I needed wasn't originally in the documentation. But that was easily fixed by bringing it up with the instructor. This is absolutely going to keep being something that I keep in mind, as long as the information is not just buried. And I'll be keeping that in mind in future assignments. The biggest hurdle for the group, though, is probably still getting coordinated, but I think we're starting to get a hang on that, and by the time assignment 3 comes around, I think it'll be something else that's the biggest issue.
Hello again, it's Matthew, and this time I was chosen as the team coordinator. My tasks for this assignment were to email the professor, answer the questions about parallel programming, to compile the report, to prepare the script that we're all reading, and also to meet with the professor and turn in the report. I learned about evenly distributing tasks and how it's easy to maybe misassign tasks depending on what it looks like, and then if you don't calculate how many hours it takes, it can be not an even dispersal. I also learned about the major types of parallel programming, and we looked at a basic multi-threaded program, and we'll learn in the future, I think, we'll use that in the future, I think, to implement a more complicated multi-threaded program. And I think that in the future I'll be more prepared for evenly distributing tasks and keeping group members happy. I feel like the hardest thing that we had to achieve for this particular task was just getting the Raspberry Pi working in the first place. The software we were given wasn't necessarily the right software, but it was easily modified, so it just needed a little bit of tweaking to make it work. And I think in the future we'll probably look into what we're given and see if it works, and maybe we'll look and see if there's other options.
Hi, I'm Arib Ramiz. My task for this assignment was to answer 3 of the discussion questions in the document. For this task, I learned more about parallel programming and multi-threading, and I felt that it was very useful and interesting to see how it works on a lower level. I know for sure that in future assignments, if I have to work on anything related to parallel programming or multi-threading, no matter what level it is, I feel like I'll understand it much better. And I would say the most difficult part of this assignment was setting up the Raspberry Pi, because the instructions were a little unclear and it took us a long time to do.
Hi, my name is Brennan Maddox. My task this week was to set up the Raspberry Pi and demo the code for the team. I learned more about troubleshooting technical issues and also learned more about parallel computing. I think both those skills will transfer to future careers. My best experience with this assignment was getting to work hands-on with the Raspberry Pi.
Hey, my name is Ben. My task is setting up the GitHub and answering question why multi-core is important versus single core. And what I have learned from this assignment is the world is moving rapidly, especially in the technology field. Sometimes the old way of doing things doesn't work anymore, and this happens pretty often in our daily life. So we have to learn by ourselves using all the resources that we have, and this has turned out to be a pretty fun process as I exploring all kinds of stuff that is new to me. And the biggest challenging and also the funnest challenging is getting hands on the Raspberry Pi and learning how to set it up.